All right. What's going on, guys? Dave Shuttler here from Core Mail, here with AJ. AJ's finished about 5 months of training with Core Mail here. For anyone watching this video right now, this literally is just all about AJ giving his personal feedback throughout the program, what he's experienced, some of the things that he might have found valuable, and hopefully it can make basically help you make a decision one way or another, if you might potentially want to work with somebody like myself in the future. So AJ, yeah, tell me a little bit about yourself and where you're from, what do you do, what led you to Core Mail, and we'll go from there.
Okay. My name is AJ Kowalczyk. I'm from Mountaintop, Pennsylvania. I am recently retired from corrections after 30 plus years. I put a lot of weight on through the years in corrections, very starchy food that they serve you there. And I felt like after 30 years of working out here and there, I kind of need to get back in shape again since I retired. And it didn't go that way. I was entering my 30-year retirement, and I still wasn't motivated to get back in the gym. I have my ailments with my lower back, so that kind of bothered me and kind of set the tone, I felt, for me getting back into shape again. So that's kind of where was at prior to getting into the Core Mail program. How I got into the program was very simple. I was going to pick up wings at a restaurant, and I saw an old friend of mine who looked fantastic. His name is Joe.
Mm-hmm.
And I immediately went up to him. I said, "Man, you look great." I said, he had to lose 50, 60 pounds since I seen him. And it wasn't that long ago when he was probably close to 300 pounds.
Oh yeah.
And I asked him, I said, what are you doing? I said, and he's a big guy, an old lineman like myself. And he basically said, I'm with a program called Core Mail. I'll send you the information, and if you want to change your life and get in shape and cardio and protein, and it's just the whole fitness realm. It's not just working out, it's everything.
Yep.
And he spoke very highly of Dave. And I immediately went home. I looked into it, and I think I emailed you probably within the next couple of days, and asking him, for a call.
Yep.
So that's how I got involved. It was that simple.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. I mean, so when you came into the program, you were like, I think roughly like weight wise, like I think 260-ish, 265-ish.
I was reaching 270 again, which I lost 30 pounds 2 years earlier, kept it off for a year, but it was more keto. I was walking, but I
Yeah.
wasn't really working out. I wasn't checking my blood pressure. I wasn't getting blood work. I wasn't eating healthy. I just was dieting. And I did lose 30 pounds, but I didn't feel like it was healthy.
Yeah.
It was like a crash diet. But somehow the first year worked. And then the second year, I slowly was creeping back up again. And I hit 261. And that's when I went for wings that night. And that's when I ran into Joe.
Okay.
So,
Cool. Yeah. And so like being in the program, I mean, I know we had like a small hiccup with like nutrition in the beginning, and like sometimes that stuff happens, right? Like sometimes, communication doesn't get across 100% to everybody. Like, listen, like nothing in this world is perfect, so we managed through to get that communication across, and then ultimately, I guess, what do you feel like the most, being in the program for 5 months, like what do you feel like the biggest piece of value that you got from the program was for you?
um, the biggest value I thought was having you as a mentor. You're very knowledgeable in weightlifting.
Yep.
You're a former bodybuilder or current bodybuilder.
Thank
You're
you.
off you're off the charts, with your knowledge with nutrition. which was my big issue, and you worked me through that. I had a lot of questions about nutrition, and you really helped set me straight on that. Working out was all brand new again for me, because I'm
Mm,
an old, kind of like a power lifter. I always went heavy weight, low reps. I never went over 10 reps in my life, and I've been a weightlifter most of my life, and this was all brand new to me. And to sit there and do 15 and 20 reps was foreign to me. And you really guided me through that process, which was hard for me. I questioned you, and I changed, mentally it was hard, but
yeah,
I stuck with your program, and wow, I'm so glad I did, because you opened up my eyes to what I really needed. And I don't need to be a power lifter anymore at 57 years old.
yeah,
I need to get in shape, and
yeah,
shred.
yeah.
And
Shredded. I like it.
yeah, that was very viable. And also your coaching, your daily / weekly coaching. You're always there for your clients. I can't tell you how many times I called you, texted you, get
All
right back
good.
to us,
Yeah,
and you stay honest. Like if I wasn't being, if I was having a rough day eating, you were always there, like in a positive manner.
yeah,
It was never negative. I beat myself up enough. And that
yeah,
first month was hard for me with nutrition, because I really never, diets don't work. This was a healthy lifestyle, and I bought into it quick. I just didn't know how,
yeah,
this was gonna work for me. And once I gave it a chance, after 30 days, the weight started coming right off. It
yeah.
was beautiful.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that like even myself, I'm always learning, it's like that's what life is all about, just consistently, continuously learning
Right.
and admitting you don't know it all. You know what I
Right.
mean? So, and I think where a lot of guys get stuck is like, they think they know it all, they can do it on their own. It's like any path to success, like usually is find somebody that has done it or done it for other people and like done it on themselves for a long time and, follow that path, So, um, what were some of the biggest wins for you? Like, I know, I mean, I personally know, but I want you to, talk about a little bit, like, the not only like weight wise, but like labs, some of that stuff, talk about that.
Um, two big wins for me, I felt, were like the transformation of my body. And I only lost 25 pounds, closer to 30 actually. But
Yeah.
I put muscle back on that I haven't seen in decades, and I always had it. It was gone.
Yeah.
I had a dad bod after three children, and I never thought I, would see muscle again. And that was very important to me. And within a couple of months, that was there, and that motivated me then.
Yeah.
And the second, even more important, was my lab work. I think after 4 months was when I actually had my physical, and my my doctor couldn't believe my metabolic lab work. It was unbelievable. My cholesterol was like a high normal. I lost probably 30 points. It's normal. My triglycerides, so I was 150 points over. It was well within normal.
That's awesome.
Well within normal. That was amazing, because I've been trying to get that down for 15 years, 20 years. And I'm not
Wow.
on any medication. I don't take any medication whatsoever. So I always knew that if I was going to get that down, it would have to be through some hard work. But I never thought in 4 months that my triglycerides would come down like that. My blood pressure went from, again, a high normal down to, Jesus, 116 over 60, 65,
I love it,
69. Like
man.
that was my
It's so
average.
good. So good.
So, and then my salt was good. My sugar came down. My was it
A1C.
A1C? Yeah, that
Yep.
that came down 3 points. Again, I was high normal again. Like everything was going up, at my age, and that was the driving point for me. Was like I was really focused on getting in shape and getting that blood work down, but I never thought after 4 months of Cormel that I would smash it. My doctor was thrilled,
Yeah.
and I actually told him what I was doing. So
That's
I, I,
amazing.
I gave you creds there. And this is just off the top of my head.
Yeah,
I can go right down to my lab work. I mean,
that's great.
everything improved, and that motivated me um, to stay with the program. I
Yep.
had a little blip there, for a month, and I'm thinking, I have to invest in myself, and I did it. Like I already showed myself I can go from 261 down to 237. I almost
Yep.
hit 236. And now I want to go like what I'm calling a phase two of Cormel. And now I want to get down to 200.
Yeah,
So
man. I love it. Yeah. It's
yeah, I'm excited.
yeah, man. I mean, AJ, that's one of those things that like, I mean, even as myself, I've been in this industry for 20 plus years, being 40 now. For anybody watching this, like just know that I mean, I have a coach, right? So like it's always good. And even for the accountability factor, just
Right.
knowing that you're answering to somebody, on a whether it's a weekly basis or monthly basis, it's
Hmm.
having somebody there, just they're watching you, and if they actually give a shit, which if you were working with them for a while, I'd assume they do. Um,
Right.
but yeah, it's just having that person in your corner. It just massively, definitely, it definitely matters,
That
and
helps me. I'm very easily motivated, between high school sports, college sports, the Army. But through the years, you kind of lose that,
yeah,
but I got it right back because I really responded to you,
yeah,
and I knew you were always watching, and you were, you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
you didn't
yeah,
miss a trick with me, and I can't imagine how many clients you have, and you're still able to put the time into each and every one of us.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. No, I mean, it's
speaks for itself.
yeah, the result. I mean, listen, like your results are, my results. I mean, let's
Right.
be real
Right.
too. So it's like
You were
the
really
better.
happy with that blood work. Like I think you were just as happy as I was because I was having a rough week too. Like
I'm more excited about that now than like people's like actual physical transformation. Like
right,
just because I've been doing this for so long, the health part of fitness has kind of gotten away from health and fitness,
right,
and it's gone more just like, hey, let's get like super lean and like abs
right.
and all this stuff. It's like we've lost like a lot of the health piece of it, so with
Social
social
media.
media. There you go. There you go.
Yeah,
There you go. So great minds think alike. So
right.
yeah, 100%. Um so yeah, so if you had like, so anybody watching this video right now, like if you had some advice for them in terms of, the program, if they were questioning like, is this for me, blah blah blah, like what would your advice be?
My advice to anybody watching this is something that my father told me 30, 40 years ago is the best investment you can make is in yourself. And at that time, he meant education. He goes, you got to
Mm,
invest in yourself. That's don't worry about the money. Invest in yourself. And he was 100% correct. And I had a nice career. I graduated college, had a nice career in corrections. Um, and now it's a little bit different. I don't need the education in my life. I need health.
yeah,
And now I'm investing in myself for a healthier version of me. And
yeah,
that's the advice that I would give anybody out there is if don't be afraid to spend a couple of dollars on yourself to invest in yourself because we only do this once, and
yeah,
and I rather be healthy walking around in my older years than not be healthy. And
yeah.
it gives me the best chance in life to succeed, if I'm taking care of my body. So
You got a lot more time to, spend with your, little granddaughter and stuff too,
right. Right. I mean,
Yep.
it's a whole other world now.
Yeah.
My kids and now my first grandchild. So
Yeah.
I'm very
Wow.
motivated, but I still need a coach.
Yeah. Of
Um,
course.
and I'm just so glad that I ran into Joe because I'm too proud to get a coach in it. I think in a gym, that's just not my thing. I can't imagine. I just can't. It's just not me. This is perfect for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, and
Yeah.
you know and I tell everyone about your program because they can't believe the transformation. I hate using that word, but I don't know what else to use because it's exactly what happened,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. A lot of people have to also, like, even if you tell a lot of people, just, for anybody watching this too, it's like some people, it's just, it takes them a month, several months, 6 months, a year to actually like finally jump on something, you know what I mean? Finally
Right.
do it.
Right.
Um, and sometimes it just takes, that one person to like nudge them, or,
Right.
you know,
Right.
or several people to nudge them. Right. So
And why wait till something bad happens in your life to try and turn it around with your health?
that's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
I was always fairly healthy. I don't take any medication, but my lab work was going up. It was just everything was high normal,
Yep.
you know. And for those that understand the metabolic world,
Mm,
once all your metabolics go up, then it's diabetes,
yep.
amongst other things as well. Blood pressure, diabetes, type 2, and that's something I did not want to go into in my life. It's just so I'm fighting. I'm fighting to keep myself healthy now. It's
Yeah.
a whole different fight.
Or you're in a lot better place, I mean, than when you were, obviously when you started, right? So your body's
Oh,
also going to be a lot more flexible with like nutrition and just stuff like that.
right,
So this second part, the second phase, should be, I mean, even more like fun in a sense.
right. And the last thing I really didn't mention was I have a very bad lower back, and not getting any detail. I didn't know what this program was going to do for me physically, and you worked very close, managing the program to fit my needs.
Yeah.
And now that I've been off a couple of weeks and not really training hard, my back is killing me. It's hurting again, and I almost feel like when I'm training hard, and obviously I can't do a lot of things I used to be able to do, but what the program you put me on strengthened my lower back, strengthened my abs, and I'm waking up out of bed and I'm not crooked.
Oh,
I'm not in as much pain. It's really helped. I think strengthen my lower back, but by strengthening my legs and and my lower back and my
and your
abs.
abs. Yep.
It's the core,
Yep.
which I've never done before.
Yeah.
I've never had a trained core before,
Yeah.
but so I just want to throw that in there as well.
Super important.
I have injuries, and you tailored your program around my injuries, and
Yeah.
it worked.
Yeah.
I got
100%.
you. Hmm.
I'm the same, AJ. I mean, if I'm not training certain movements, like with my lower back, I mean, I have like a just degenerative like L5S1, but if I'm not doing certain things, like I definitely notice that
Absolutely.
I feel it, you know what I mean? Um, so yeah, no, I appreciate you sharing that 100%. That's another thing I was really excited about, like besides the lab work, the like stuff like that, just, being moving pain free is like pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Um,
It's
so
it's. I mean, you've really reduced my pain.
yeah,
Uh, I don't think I'll ever be pain free. Because of the damage I've done to my back and other body parts with arthritis. It's arthritis. I can't control that. But but getting yourself in shape, both physically, mentally, and with nutrition as well, is the best thing for arthritis.
100%,
Absolutely. You know. Uh,
100%. Yeah,
and I really do believe there are certain foods that do help with that. Now that I've been eating healthier, the inflammation has gone down, and
yeah,
it's one big package. This program is just it touches everything. It's not just fitness, it's not just working out, it's not just cardio, it's not just nutrition, it's not just lab, it's everything,
yeah.
you know.
I
So
appreciate that, brother. It means a lot to me, just, knowing that clients are happy, and,
mhm.
they are getting what they want. So that's super key. But
Yep.
yeah, that's really all I have. Like, is there anything, I guess, for anybody watching this, AJ, is there anything else that you would want to add for, to leave us with here today?
Yeah, don't wait. The time is now,
Yeah.
and well, like I said, I met my buddy that night, and I think within 3 days I was already on a Zoom call with you.
Yep.
And it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in a week or two, but after 30 days, I really started seeing I was getting in shape after 30 days, which I never ever thought that would happen. So to me, that's quick. I mean, I thought it would
Yeah.
take 3 months to start getting my cardio up. But you pushed cardio so hard in the beginning. That was the best thing that ever happened.
To get the, I mean, yeah, to get the blood pressure really down
Right?
and everything, the metrics better. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. Like
that
you
is
didn't just
key.
jump right into the weightlifting. It was all cardio. And I questioned that. I'm like, I want to start lifting.
Yeah.
And I was on that treadmill walking my dog, twice a day, some days, and within 30 days, when I started working out, my cardio was there. You
Yep.
know, I didn't get dizzy or feel out of shape. I felt like, wow, I feel pretty good right now.
Yeah.
Working out. So,
Amazing. Amazing.
yep,
Yeah. So no, and for anybody watching this really quick, that, when AJ says cardio, just know that like cardio is going to be really dependent on where you come in at, right? With like certain conditions like high blood pressure, your health metrics, stuff like that. So, you know, depending on where you're at with that, you may or may not have a lot of cardio in the beginning. So don't think like everybody is just like slammed with tons of cardio and like that would disqualify you from doing this program. Just don't think that. It's definitely not a one size fits all type of
right,
program. It's very specific to where somebody is coming in at and what
right,
health conditions they have, and any injuries and stuff like that as well, obviously. So
absolutely, yeah,
no, I,
yeah.
I
I
appreciate it,
wasn't
brother. Go
running.
ahead. What's
I
that?
wasn't running. I wasn't running.
Yeah,
I was walking. That's what got my heart rate up. So
exactly. Yeah,
it,
yeah.
it,
And when
it worked
you're,
for me.
yeah, and when you have like more weight on you, like, walking, can be just as good. It's going to get your heart rate up just as much as like, running would for a leaner person, right?
Right,
So it
right.
just depends. It's a continuum, right? You're on this like continuum, and it's like you're moving towards getting healthier. You're moving from what I call least mode to beast mode,
Yeah,
so
I
um
agree.
cool, brother. Well, I really appreciate your time today. For anybody watching this, there might be a link down below to book a call or whatever. So, but anyways, this has been great. I appreciate you, AJ.
Thank you.
And we'll talk soon.
Okay.